Child, the aliens done came in and got water people pregnant. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for American Horror Story double feature, season 10, episode 7. This is part 2, Death Valley. Take me to your leader. So we set in the 50s. We got a stay-at-home mama. She at home getting dinner ready. Little Timmy is outside playing when, you know, he witnesses a full-on UFO. Mama in the house noticing, you know, her record player is acting weird. Then the clock start acting weird. And in her eyes, you can see the clock. And I was like, is she being hypnotized? I don't know. But anyway, she notices the stuff in the house start going crazy. All the electronics, I should say. And she look outside and Timmy gone. The little toy he was playing with is there, but he's gone. When she tries to run outside, it's like this magnet pulls her back up onto the ceiling, and so she's on top of the ceiling. And then little Timmy come walking in the room like in the alien voice, "Mommy, it's okay. It's okay, Mom. Come with me, Mom." With his hand out. "It's okay." And then his eyes turn white. I said, no. Nope. Her husband gets home, and when he gets home, she in the kitchen just floating. You know, she just floating. She is full on possessed by the alien now, floating. And with the flick of her wrist, his head just explodes. All right, so then we get the President Eisenhower. He playing golf when he's interrupted with a message that he must leave at once. And so, you know, he goes and, you know, gathers some things, and his wife is Sarah Paulson. She in there doing whatever she doing. And she seems to be sick of his lies. You know, the story he gave her. She's just like, "Oh, so you going to do that? Okay, you going to see a dentist? Oh, okay. Where you really going?" Where are you really going? Like she wasn't buying it at all. But she took his story for what it was, a wink and a gun, and sent him on about his way. Okay, so when he arrives to the site, he sees, you know, where the full-on UFO has landed. And they said that they found a body, and it looks like it was a child, but they're not sure. So, you know, it's in the bag. We don't see it, but it's in the bag or whatever. They also find a woman off, you know, under a tree somewhere, and she has all of these markings on her back. They're like different patterns. And she tells them that her name is Amelia Earhart. And they like, "You who now?" President Eisenhower talks to Amelia, and she tells him what she's experienced and where she's been all this time. They probed and prodded and all of that, stuck things in her, you know, needles, all kind of stuff. The aliens did a number on her. And she asks what year it is, and when he tells her, you know, that he's the president, she's like, President, who was the President Teddy Roosevelt is the president. And he's like, "No, I'm the president." "I assure you it's me." They of course have to sedate her because now she's flipping out. They have to sedate her and get the president out of there. Okay, so now they're double checking records. And Amelia, she went missing back in 1937. So she would be 60 years old. She's not 60 years old. She's, you know, I guess however old she was when she went missing, that's how old she is standing up in there now. So it's like, how is this possible? How do we explain this? The doctor comes out and tells the president, you know, that she's also 2 months pregnant. They like, what? She did say they put things inside of her, so that's plausible. They're about to give the little alien baby, well, excuse me, not baby, but the alien child the autopsy, and the president along with some other officials are, you know, watching from the outside. And they cut open the chest cavity, you know, pull it out, pull it open and all of that, and ain't nothing inside, no internal organs at all. But they hear this kind of like noise, and everybody like, where that's coming from? They hear it again. They hear it again, and then they looking down. The doctor's like, "It's coming from inside." And, you know, he pulling stuff out. Give me that over there. And he opened it up, and then Just like the movie Alien, some get to busting out his stomach and like attaches itself to the doctor's face. And so he trying to pull and it ain't coming off. The other doctor trying to pull, it ain't coming off. He does get it off, but it attaches itself to the doctor. The doctor that is, off of now, his head just explodes. It's all bad. The president is like, whoa, somebody get in there to help. Ain't nobody moving. I'd have been like, you go in there and help. Somebody get in there to help. Not gonna be me, Mr. President. It's not gonna be me. When they're all outside, they see that, people's heads just start exploding all over the place. And then the lady come floating around the corner. she just with the flick of her wrist, everybody's head just exploding. And the president, walking up on her like, listen, like, you can't be stop the killing. I'm the president, and I it's an order, it's a direct order. Cut it out. And she says to him, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President, but it's you who will be following us. It's you who will be listening to us. Okay, so now we're in real time. And this guy is ordering drinks for he and his friends. And then, what was his name? His name is Cal. Cal Camden, he's 21, goes to Princeton, and his hobby is doing a term in Japan. Because he keep talking about his term in Japan, trying to speak Japanese. His life goal is world domination. Next, we have Kendall Carr. She's 22, a Harvard student. Her hobby is... being smarter than everyone, and her life goal is to be a doctor to the stars. Troy Lord, a 20-year-old Princeton student, his hobby is cocaine, and his life goal is to take over his family law firm. Jamie Howard, token black friend. She is 21. She's a Yale student, and her hobbies include dealing with a breakup, and her life goal is being a self-help guru. Okay, so these are all the friends. They all sit down. They're friends from high school, so the whole gang is all here. The crew is bike. It's summer break, so they ready to party. Updates. Cal and Troy announced that they fucking, so they a whole couple these days. It's no surprise to Jamie, but Kendall is like, what? Her mind is blown. Kendall, she's, wait. Hold on. Anyway, all this talk because what's the boy name? Cal and Troy start talking about their little love story. And all the talk is, getting Jamie a little bit depressed about her own situation. And she tells them that she met this brilliant man, and, they talked about everything, and like they were in love by the first date, and, they went, to get it in a little bit. They ain't had no condom, so they just had to do the, oral hand job, that sort of thing. And he bust one on her breast, and it burned like hell. So sis had a whole allergic reaction, and this is something that can happen because the doctor in the room, Kendall, diagnoses it. So it's a whole thing. She was allergic to his sperm, so that was a deal breaker. Poor thing. she just tore up about that. But they're like, girl, we gonna listen, forget him and his venomous peen and his venomous jizz. We gonna be all right. We gonna party this summer. So, they all take shots after that. They all just sitting there, and Kendall notices that, everybody's on their phone, and, she kind of calls them out on it. Like, y'all need to grow up. Like, I've arrived. Like, I no longer need my phone. Sis just got a house phone, and that's it. The research she does for her papers and her work and that sort of thing, she goes to the library. I mean, she got to use a computer for, to type up her papers. But other than that, she's off the grid, and she wants her friends to try it out as well. She met this professor. She in this class. First, she introduces it like, I'm in this class. As soon as she said she in this class, we flip and see said class and professor up there talking, and she's sitting up there glaring at him. I was like, yeah, you smashing that man. Y'all having the sex. And sure enough, they are having the sex. So she's heavily manipulated by this man. And, and what he got going on and what he's doing. And so she's trying to bring her friends in with her. They agree. Okay, cool. They're going to take a little weekend trip do a little camping thing. They won't even need the phones. They're going to leave the phones at home. So they all agreed to do that. Troy. Wait. Okay, so we see them go on their little trip. They go on their little trip. And everybody leaves their phones, and the first night goes, without a hitch or whatever. The next day, they're out exploring, and they're supposed to be walking to a lake, but the lake is dried up, So he's like, wait a minute, it was a lake here yesterday. Somebody is lurking from the shadows. We don't see who, but we can see that they're being watched. And when, they walk off, they smell something like, a dead carcass. So of course, Kendall runs to go see where it's coming from. And they find all these cows, like in the pasture, just dead. And they look mutilated. So Kendall, of course, goes to get another closer look and sees that they've been like sliced right down the middle, like a clean cut. Ain't no blood pooling, none of that. It's just a clean cut. So obviously it didn't happen there. They might have been dropped there. Like, I don't know, but she touches the cow, just out of, And the eyes get bright, like light up, and he come to life and start mooing. So, they take off running. When they get back to their tent, they're packing up, they're getting ready to go. So they get in the car. As soon as they get onto the road, like the main road, the car just shuts down, loses power, all of that just shuts down. They are, sitting in the car, and then this bright light just shines down on the car where they can't even see outside. Jamie looks outside. She still can't see, but she sees something walking towards them. It's clearly it's an alien walking towards the car. Then all these tentacles are in the car, choking Jamie. The tentacles are going everywhere. And then next thing we see, Troy and Cal waking up. And Kendall, she waking up in the back seat, and they look over and Jamie ain't there. And so they take off driving to go look for her and almost hit Jamie, who is wandering in the streets. They all dazed. But one thing that Kendall remembers is the bright light. She said, I know I ain't dreamed that. I saw that bright light. The next day, because they speed off, they get out of there. The next day, hold on, y'all. Kendall, yeah, she is telling, she called her professor, and she's talking to him about what happened, and he's charging it up to maybe Troy and Cal gave y'all some drugs, and she's like, nah, wasn't no drugs. I know what I saw. And she's like, maybe it was like an alien, abduction. Like, there's been stories about that sort of thing. Like, can I go, would it be okay for me to go borrow my parents' computer so I can do some further research on this? And he kind of shames her. Technology shames her into not doing it. I feel like he with the shit, which is why he got a thing with the technology. I feel like he one of the aliens. Been there many, 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 many years. I feel like he's one of the aliens, but we gonna see. When she gets off the phone, she experiences some like severe nausea. She going up there to throw up. Because just the thought of eating food made her nauseous. Over at Jamie's house, she's also been hovering the toilet. She calls Kendall, and they both like, I feel like we might be pregnant. They like, nah, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna get a test, and I'm gonna come over there. Over there with Cal and Troy, they are all so sick and nauseous and throwing up and carrying on. At first, Cal thinks that it's just a virus from eating ass. I said, damn, the stuff that can happen to you with sexual encounters. It's like, you got to clean all your places, okay? Be clean around here. You don't be giving people viruses and, got them nauseous, throwing up and carrying on, because that virus is a real one as well. I'm like, I never heard of this stuff. I never heard of people having allergic reactions to sperm. I never heard of people getting whole viruses from eating ass. I mean, I can see how that can happen, especially if you're not clean. But, anyway. over there, you know, at the house at Kendall's house. They all come up in there because Cal and Troy come over as well, and it's like, what's going on with us? Kendall and Jamie have taken a few tests. They are pregnant. And so when the boys come over there talking about their symptoms, they're like, wait a minute. Y'all might want to take a test too. They take one, all four of them pregnant. Pregnant. Okay, everybody is pregnant. And everybody, of course, their mind is blown, but Kendall is figuring it out. Kendall is like, aliens. I'm telling y'all, aliens. That's the only answer. Aliens. But she knows. She's like, listen, something extraterrestrial is happening here. And I'm gonna need y'all to get on board with what I'm talking about. This is gonna be good. At first I was like, are we gonna be in the 50s for the whole season? Because I don't want to be in the 50s for the entire season in the black and white. I can deal with being in the 50s, but don't put me in the black and white 1950s. Please and thank you. And so we're not doing it. They brought us back to the present, and I know we're gonna probably go back and forth because they talked about some time traveling and all of that. So I'm like, yes, it's gonna give me everything I need. Everything. Okay, let me get off of here. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.